6 days ago, an airplane crashed near my hometown. 11 people were on board. The pilot, 5 skydiving instructors, and 5 people trying skydiving for the first time. None of them survived. The news came as a complete shock. And it got worse the next day when I learned that a good friend of my parents was one of the passengers. He was 48. This tragedy was a brutal reminder of my own mortality and how horribly short life is. Everything can come to an end in the blink of an eye. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time, falling suddenly ill. Of course, we all know we're going to die someday, but we don't think about it constantly, and thankfully so, otherwise we would not be able to go on living. However, this painful and frightening truth inevitably resurfaces whenever we hear about tragic events, whether they affect us directly or indirectly. It's like an electric jolt that forces us to question how we are living our own lives, particularly through our choices and actions. So, when I heard about the death of this person I knew, a question came back to my mind. A brutal question, but one that has already helped me on several occasions. That question is, what if I were to die tomorrow? It may sound pessimistic, even morbid, but this question is actually one of the most powerful tools I have found for understanding what truly matters to me. It forces me to confront my deepest desires and life aspirations. If I were to die tomorrow, what would I regret not having achieved? More than regrets, what would truly break my heart? What would make me angry with myself for never having done it when I had the means to do so, yet kept putting it off because of my perfectionism, out of fear of being judged or rejected, or simply because I did not want to step outside my comfort zone? Deep inside, we all have projects just waiting to come to life, ideas that long to take shape rather than remain mere figments of the imagination or sweet dreams. It could be traveling around the world, starting a family, or changing careers. I realize that these plans can sometimes be harder to achieve because they require time or financial resources. But we can also have smaller plans that are just as important to us, like finally trying that creative hobby, taking up a sport, or learning to play a musical instrument. For 5 years now, an idea for a novel has been brewing in my head. I have made some progress on it, sketched out the plot and the general outline, and fleshed out my characters. I have tried several times to get serious about it and write the first draft, especially since I know from experience how good writing makes me feel. Did I do it? Not at all. Would I regret not having finished this novel if I were to die tomorrow? Absolutely. Same goes for the dozens of short stories that have been sitting in my mind for over 10 years. So, will this tragedy be the kick I need to finally see those projects through? Maybe, but only if I take action right away. Otherwise, it is so easy to put it off once again. After all, I'm only 39. I have plenty of time ahead of me. I can always do it later. Or so I tell myself. But we should always remember this. It's never too late until you run out of time.